they're doing gaming in a different way, and I thought that was very unique. And I was looking at the channel, and I was like, I'm pretty sure this has an international audience, and it's very well made. But we'll talk about more of that later. But you guys have individual channels, so try to make content for you, but also listen to the audience so that you can have that jive, have that conversation, and create better content in a nutshell. Which leads me to the third one. Am I not getting signage? But okay. So create community. Like this part of audience development is one of my favorites, because I love going to these things, and I'm not the greatest public speaker or whatever, but I love being here because I love building communities. I love talking to people like you guys, and this community, I thought it would be all Cebuanos at first, and then now all of a sudden I'm like, wow, there's Manileños coming here, diba? Like, it's creating a community and bonding with your viewers and your fellow creators, and keeping them engaged in the long term. It's a very social platform. YouTube is a social platform. It's a community-based platform. Very interesting. Okay. Once you know your channel mission and purpose, you can build a design that fits your message. So we're now talking about branding, right? Like we're talking about how your channel design works. How many of you guys don't have a channel design? It's just still the basic one. It's okay. Oh, no. Okay, good. Okay. So the branding of your channel and design of your cover, it's like a cover to the book, right? It's like the poster. It's like the first thing you see. So that's like your web page. It's like your own website, right? And it's a way to build brand loyalty. It's a way to build viewers. I have friends that actually curate this part. And if you see, like, you have everything, who you are should be there. It should be right on there, like who you are. Corporate meets creative. You have that career, bro tips, BPO tips, sorry, bro tips. Work-life balance, and like new videos weekly. It's also good to put channel sections and rows of playlists. And I'm sure all of you guys have used the playlists. Like with Kyo's page, like he's putting all his popular videos on top. It gives the audience an idea of what kind of channel are you. It's giving them an idea of what shows. If you're making shows, like I'm a producer by trade, so a lot of my work, like Bogart the Explorer or all that, are put into playlists because I make different kinds of videos on my channel. And so that's important. If you're the type of content creator that wants to do, you're not just doing vlogs, you want to do a show, you want to do a series or whatever, you can use playlists as a means to help your audience navigate your channel. And highlight the most important ones and the most popular videos, so that at least when they look at it, they're going like, oh, okay, I kind of get what people are watching. Also, like, ask viewers to ring the bell. And I know there was a time where people were like, oh, it's such a hassle because you gotta get them to subscribe and then ring the bell. Actually, this is very important. A lot of people don't do this often, and I feel like tell people to ring the bell, because the more audience that you have on the opening of your video, that's more time for the algorithm to actually, to see it, and then, that's helping yourself. You gotta help yourself this whole time. Like, notifications only drive a small amount of watch time for creators, but it's a great way to have an initial burst of viewers, which can further lead your discovery in the video, further your discovery. All right, and this one, if you see this one, do you guys comment on your comments? Who comments on their comments? You guys do? It's important, like one of my tips is always like be a fan. Be a fan of yourself and other people. Comment on other people's. Have an interaction with your audience, and have an interaction with other people's channels. Always say thank you when they say something nice. The whole hater thing, we could talk about that later, like in a different way, but not for here. But I mean, it gives you more interaction with your audience. And truly, like, I feel like this is such an underutilized thing for creators. And I've been only doing it, honestly, for maybe the past year, because I'm like, I just had this feeling that I wanted to talk to everyone, at least the first people who were there. And normally the guy who was first there would say first anyway. So it's a way to also build inside jokes and references and to respond. And don't forget to pin comments. Normally what I like doing is I like pinning my own comment so that it doesn't go down. And then that's where additional links are and additional like drive through. But also, you know what, when you pin a fan, when you pin someone, or when you like, you put a heart, this also adds to your views. A lot of people don't count this, but this is such a hack because you know, one, you're being nice to your audience and you're being very genuine about it. But also, if you get a notification that one of the people that you watch like put a heart in it, then you're going to go back to the video. Then the video plays in the background while you're trying to think of a response. So like, oh my God, thank you. But like it's already playing, so you get another view. That's just, you know, that's just a pro tip. All right. So one of my favorite features is the YouTube community tab. Think of the community tab as a YouTube social media network, and it is. Might not be first and foremost, but this is one of the features that, you know, like you can do a mix of fun and strategic posts. Like I would do, like my tip would be, use the community tab on the off day. Like if you're not uploading a video, use it, because that's still gaining, you know, telling your audience, hey, I have something for you to interact in. Lastly, make use of YouTube stories. Like if you guys haven't used this, is this open for, it's open for everyone, right? YouTube stories. Like this is also a good way to drive to your other videos, and at the same time, it's good to upload it during when you're on your off days, like when you're not uploading anything. You want to engage between uploads and link to your VOD content, basically. All right, so you know, so be found, keep them watching, and create community. Yeah, and lastly, two final notes before I go is that you want to look through the Creator Academy. YouTube Creator Academy is free. It has all the videos that you need in content strategy, monetization, business skills, production, and well-being that we can't cover today. But if you guys want to look at this, like this is really important for you guys, especially as budding content creators. And of course, the help, you know, like the creative support team of YouTube is special. Like you guys, like they reply really quick, even if you do it on YouTube or Twitter, like or other platforms. Like they really update you guys, and they're one of the best support teams that I've ever encountered in any platform. So like, you know, they're your friend. Like, you know, they are something that would help you solve any issue. So yeah, with that, you know, I'm Jako de Leon, and thank you for that. And it's time for our Q&A panel. And yeah, we'll set up the chairs for a bit. And okay. All right, and I'll further introduce it in a bit. All right, and I'd love to introduce our four panelists for today. Let's start off with fashion and lifestyle blogger, Chris Uy. Give a round of applause. All right, founder of What to Play, co-founder of What to Play, Neil Yamit. All right, career and BPO, not broke. Company trading tip creator, Rhea Ninja. And of course, my good friend, Finn Snow. All right. You guys have your mics? I don't know, you're good.
It's all here.
1, 2, 1, 2.
Okay, so just to start off, like maybe you guys could introduce yourselves and tell us about your channel. I know all of you guys are from Cebu. Are you guys from Cebu, or at least living here? Yeah. That's amazing. So yeah, if you guys could greet the people here and tell us about your channel, a little bit about yourself. Let's start with Chris.
Okay, hey guys, my name is Chris. If you don't know me, I was born and raised here in Cebu, and I'm still based here now. I'm so proud to be Cebuano. I started out as a vlogger actually 10 years ago. Yeah. So I wasn't on YouTube until I think 2 years ago. Yeah. And I really discovered how amazing the YouTube community is. Everyone is so supportive, and it's such a great platform to be on, especially now, like what you guys said, because it's growing so fast, and it's just given me so much room to be creative, and so that's why I really enjoy being on YouTube.
Hi guys, my name is Neil, and I'm part of the team that is behind What to Play. It's a gaming channel that tells you or informs you what games are worth playing. Yeah, and we started about 5 years ago, and yeah, it's been a rough climb, but it's worth it. And there's a lot of things that you can learn, and there's a lot of ways that you can interact with your community.
Alright, Rhea?
Hi everyone. Hi everyone, my name is Rhea and my channel is Rhea Ninja. So on my channel I post videos about career tips, BPO tips and work-life balance. I started doing YouTube because I want to go out of my comfort zone since video is really very new to me and I'm very uncomfy with video. That's why I tried it because I want to, again, try something new. And I also want to mix my corporate training experience and mix it with my creative side because I'm a freelance content creator also based here in Cebu. So I've never stopped making videos since then. Thank you.
Ben?
Hello, my name is Finn Snow. I'm born and raised in Iceland. For the past 2 years, I've been living here in Cebu. And not only that, I've been mentioned before that I'm the adopted son of Cebu. But obviously not that, but I also got the Philippine residency.
Yeah.
Is it better?
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah, so I make travel content, basically real raw and adventures, because I saw a lot of videos out there that were, is this working? That were not like authentic and real. I thought always like travel videos were kind of fake, and you didn't. I got the feeling that not all was real. So I wanted to share something that was coming from the heart, do something different, and that meant going from A to B, not through like ferries or flying. I wanted to ask the local fisherman to take me around. So I wanted to do something different and showcase that.
Okay, so I'm gonna be asking each and every one a question, and then we're gonna talk a little bit. But during that time, we're gonna have a Q&A right after for all of you guys. So what I want to do is I want you guys to actually formulate your questions ready. So we'll open up a few minutes to you guys. But I really want you guys to have a question ready because these are creators that have done it all already. Like these are people that are people that you should emulate and you should watch their content as well. So if you have any questions, already write it down and I'll open the floor. All right. So first of all, Chris, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
She just announced they're having a baby. So
Thank you guys.
that's an awesome video, by the way. Okay. So as you said, you were doing vlogging prior, right? How has starting a YouTube channel changed your entire, your entire business as yourself as well?
I feel like YouTube is so different because when you're writing a blog, there's a distance between you and your audience. But when you're doing videos, they see you talking about what you want to say, like with emotion and with everything there. Like they can actually connect with you more.
So we look at those data, and we have a team behind What to Play. Actually, there are 10 people working on the channel.
Yeah. Oh,
And
wow.
then, yeah, there's a lot of us. And then we digest those information and then we provide them. So in a way, that's what separates us.
Yeah.
We don't live stream. We don't do live stream that much. Our main focus is like to make sure that the consumers are informed before they're buying games. And that's our main goal and has always been since we started.
And that's one thing to take note is that you don't have to do what everybody else is doing. We're all unique people, which means we all have unique perspectives. And I feel like that's important because if you're a gamer, everybody does the same thing. Everybody plays the same thing. And because if you don't play that game, like, nobody would watch you, you'd feel. But it's not true. It's absolutely not true. Like their channel is testament to that. Okay, Rhea. What's cool is you were part of Next Up.
Yes.
So if you guys heard, okay, is that mic working?
It is, yes.
Oh, it is. Sorry. So if you guys didn't hear what Chris said earlier, other Chris, it's a program that supercharges creators. Basically, there are hundreds and thousands of applicants, and they only get 12. And Rhea was one of the 12 to make it, right? What year was that? 2019 or the recent one?
Yes, this year. Just
this year.
last September.
Yeah, and like your content is very unique, I feel. And how do you feel that you're again? It's kind of that question that you're doing BPO related content. How did you even did you feel that oh no, this might not work, or did you feel the opposite way that I want to do something different? Like how did you start your channel that way?
Yeah, definitely. When I first started my YouTube channel, I definitely thought about that. I asked myself, will people actually watch my content? I am not the most entertaining person in the world, and I feel like I'm very awkward on video. And my topic is very strict, not really strict, but it's kind of stiff and more an online educational. It's career and BPO tips. So I thought I'll just have to try, because I started with a blog, and then I used my blog posts as scripts for my YouTube videos, so that I have an outline so I'll know what to say in video. And at first I thought that nobody's going to watch my content, and then after 1 month I noticed the subscriber count is increasing and the views are also increasing. So I told myself, okay, people are actually watching this and people are actually searching for my content. And I knew it because I'd also check my analytics and see that they're actually searching for this type of content. Specifically for my first video, it was about interview questions and answers, and a lot of people are searching for it. So I was happy that it actually took off, and from there I started making more videos, and that's when my channel also grew.
Okay, like with Next Up, and just a follow-up, like Next Up allows you to have early access to like basically Enrique, who's like the strategic partner manager.
Yes.
How is it like? Like, how have you grown from the Next Up and from working with someone in Enrique? Are you guys also working with Enrique? Okay, so
All four.
All four. All right. Well, like how? And I guess before we go to Finn, like how is it working with Enrique? I guess you could answer for everyone anyway.
Yeah, so since I'm part of the Next Up class, it was a privilege for me to work with Enrique as my strategic partner manager. Usually they provide this creator development program to subscribers with 100K to YouTubers with 100K subscribers. And I did not have 100K yet, but I was able to work with Enrique. So it's a very meaningful experience. Like every session, I learned something new about the progress of my channel and things that I don't really realize that my channel has. Because I always look at my analytics, but I'm not really sure how to interpret the numbers. So Enrique has helped me understand how the analytics or how my channel is growing and what I can do more to level up my channel. So it's more on a one-on-one coaching and discussion of my channel. It's very, very helpful for the growth of the entire community of my channel as well.
Would that be the same for everyone? Like when you guys work with Enrique? Yeah. Enrique's awesome. Enrique's over there, guys. So if you want, the goal is to get 100,000. So you could work with Enrique. Let's say 30-minute increments on that. But he's awesome. Finn Snow, like I've known Finn for a while now, and it's awesome because his content's awesome. And like, you've been here for 3 years or 2 years? 3 years.
3 years.
And a while ago I was asking you, and you said like you only started vlogging, and you've gone around the world to different countries. How many countries have you been in?
32 of it.
32. But you've only started vlogging when you were in the Philippines.
Philippines, yes.
And how has your content changed since the first time you got here, you got your first camera here, to now?
Well, I bought it in America before my flight.
Before you fly here, yeah. I saw a video that you were buying it, like you were buying a new one maybe, but anyway, how has your content changed from that point to today?
Well, like I said previously, it's really raw, adventurous content that I always wanted to make. Because in the past, I used to travel all over the world, and I was kind of forgetting all my experiences. So like Chris said, that I want to have some memories when I look back when I get older. So that was the main reason why I bought that camera. I want to document some of my life. And vlogging was a big thing popping up, and I decided to do that. Now, I only wanted to make showcasing my real adventure, showcasing exactly how it is, no BS, and just let it out there on the internet. But gradually that has changed. My channel has evolved like it should for everybody. We know it has its peak, it goes up and down, so we gotta evolve as well. And my channel basically evolved from being just adventure, travels, to basically just showcasing my life, day-to-day basis, doing laundry, the most simple thing. And people actually like that. People like to see my life without, hiking up the mountains or, going South Mindanao and stuff like that. So it has evolved for sure.
And tapping on that, I feel like it takes a while to become an overnight success. What are the hurdles and what are the challenges that you guys had to overcome to get to where you guys are in terms of the creation, in terms of YouTube?
Well, the hardest thing for me was You know, we have the smart leaders here. My biggest challenge was just uploading the videos. But that has changed dramatically. I've actually seen it when I travel around the country. I can go into very remote islands and there's good signal and I can upload videos now. So there has been a good change, but time management has always been my biggest problem. Just like from the moment I wake up, I film, edit, and then I sleep. That's all I do.
How about time with others, Chris?
For me, when I started, it was a little bit discouraging because there weren't a lot of views as compared to like my Instagram or my blog, which I wasn't used to. So you put so much effort into making this video, and then when it comes out,
I know how you
it's
feel.
like, really, guys?
Yeah. How about the others? Like, what are the hurdles that you guys had to like?
I think one of the biggest hurdles for us is the psychological aspect of it, because we're dealing with games and of course gamers. So every time when we started, every time we publish new video, we get bashed a lot. So we have like 50% dislike and all that, and you get all the curses in the world.
All languages, but
Yeah, all languages. But over time we improve and keep on improving, and we didn't stop, and we started interacting with them, and after a while it decreased. So now we may be like 10% dislike. That's a huge improvement.
how about you, Rhea?
Yeah, mine is staying consistent because I also have a lot of other priorities, and for sure all of us have. So it's about how to stay consistent on YouTube and publish videos every week without compromising your health, your family, and your social life.
Yeah, I guess on that point, like, you know, you guys, you're gonna have to make a lot of sacrifices. I mean, whether it's time, I'm sure, even you, Chris, I'm sure, are you sacrificing a lot of time to make your videos? Like, or you feel like you enjoy it?
I enjoy it now.
I enjoy it now. But to get a hump, like sometimes, like, I guess I just want to touch on this point that you have to sacrifice for what you love, because if you don't, what you love becomes a sacrifice, right? And if you're very passionate about what you're doing, that's really where you want to go. For everyone, what do you do to like engage your audience and figure out what they want to watch? Like how do you engage your audience? Like what are the tips and tricks that you do on your?
For me, I just ask them like, oh, let me know in the comments down below what you guys want me to do or to produce and whatever. And I always take their suggestions and produce a video out of it, and so then they become happy. Like the audience becomes happy. Like, oh, she took my suggestion, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, that's awesome. Anybody else like have like a specific thing to engage the audience, or basically it's the same thing as long as you interact with them?
Yeah, it's the same.
All right. Okay. I think I'll have one more question and then I'll open it up. Yeah. All right. So since we're in Cebu and you guys are like Cebuano as well, how important is it to have hyper-localized content? How important is it to have to be different, to have a unique point of view, to be creative? Like, is there do you guys look at your ideas and like how is your thought process on your next video? Basically, is what I'm asking.
More on your first question.
Yeah.
I used to produce videos that are purely English lang because I wanted my audience to be more international or to appeal to a broader audience because most people can understand English. But then this year I decided to do a Bisaya only challenge, mga ganon, and it turned out to be really successful, and the people who are based here actually really enjoyed it, and parang they like me more because I'm speaking the local language. And that's actually an advantage to us Cebuanos, or if you have your own dialects, because not everyone can speak your dialect, so you can build a stronger connection with that particular audience.
There's also more people speaking Bisaya than speaking Tagalog, if you guys don't know. I think that's an actual fact. So look it up, because I might say, Google it later. But like, yeah, how about you guys?
For us, most of our audience are international, but it doesn't mean that we neglect the local.
Yeah.
So a couple of weeks ago, there was an event, Arcon, so we had a booth there where we invite people to play and all that.
Yeah. And also a tip to add to the ones kanina wasn't there. Also use subtitles if you can. You can speak in Bisaya, you can speak in Tagalog, you can speak in a different language, and you can add subtitles in any language and type it up, and if you do the due diligence on that, like you can engage with people from all over the world. And there are, what, 7 billion people in the world, right? Like, and if you want 1 million subscribers, you just need 1% of the Philippines, which is like 100 million. So that's yeah.
Yeah, to answer the question about thought process, so basically I really start my video planning with research because it's about education and corporate training, so it has a lot of research, and then I write out my outline before I actually speak on video. And to answer the question about the local audience, I actually started making videos in Tagalog and then Bisaya, but then people from Luzon would comment and say, can you speak in English or Tagalog so that we can understand? So that's when I started actually talking in English so that everyone can also understand, and I did not have quite the time to add subtitles yet. So speak English and everybody can understand. That's what I'm doing for now.
It's very unique to everyone. Ben, what are, like, anything to that?
Well, my thought process is a little bit different. I go into my phone, I go into Google Maps, and I search for small islands to go to. But obviously when it comes to filming the video, that's way different. I usually have very similar rhythm, feelings, emotions in the videos. It's explaining what I'm doing in the video, where I am, and then mixing up with the cinematics and some cool shots as well. So there's always vision for it, but in terms of like planning out the video, I'm a bit different than the rest of it.
Okay, well with that, I want to open the questions to you guys. So, all right, how are we going to do this? I never really thought about it. Oh, left to right? Okay, let's just raise hands and then we'll just give the questions. We'll do the remaining time for questions. All right, anyone first from that side? No. Yeah, there's microphones over there. Don't be shy. It's okay. Go down. I think it's great. It's a good time to ask the questions that are like that you want to ask. No, not. Okay. Anyone else from that want to ask questions to our panel? Right here. And.
Hi, question. Regarding with the Pinoy YouTubers, no, did you get frustrated about Pinoys are more fun of watching foreign? Sorry, I'm not okay. Like foreigners that are YouTubers, and then they love this content compared to yours.
I disagree. If you look at all the artistas and all the celebrities in the Philippines, they dominate the YouTube scene here. But you're right about, there's this idea or theory that, Pinoys abroad like to watch us more than Pinoys. This is not true in my opinion.
How about you?
How about this?
I think that's a wrong way of thinking how YouTube works. Because YouTube is a platform and it's an international platform. And thinking that, okay, my neighbor is watching someone else's from like PewDiePie and not watching my video, I think that's the wrong way of thinking it. You have to think like, how can you reach those people and how can you increase your community and just give them the freedom of what video you want to see. Yeah, that's how we think.
My experience is actually very different. I wanted to reach an international audience more, but the Pinoy audience is just so welcoming. Gustong-gusto nila tayo. So I feel like especially when I started doing more Bisaya videos, then everyone's always like, yeah, you're from Cebu, Bisaya, represent. So like, I feel like everyone's very welcoming here.
In my case, I'm not really worried about it because a lot of my videos are, I believe, relatable in the local community because BPO is really big in the Philippines, especially here in Cebu. And I'm also surprised that there are people from other countries like South America who watch my videos because apparently there are a lot of BPOs there as well. So I'm not really worried about that.
Like, look, I mean, my 2 cents on it is that prime time is personal for each and every person. So you're gonna have a different audience. I think the focus is to create content so that your audience can find you and so that you can find an audience. Whether your audience is 100% from Indonesia or from a different country or from a different part of the Philippines, or your audience is scattered. I think what's important is you're trying to communicate to your audience, and all of the creators that you have now are very different, and their audience are very different, and that's what's special, I think, about YouTube, right? Like we're all different people. There's 100 creators here. There's 100 creators here. That's insane. When I started, there was 10.
Oh my God.
That I know, and now there's 100 here in this room. And all of you guys are creating different content. So everything's everyone would have a different experience. All right, next question. I see. Yeah, but I raise my hand.
Hello, good morning, everyone. This is actually a question on for example, what are your thoughts about the issue for this woke culture thingy that those influencers, content creators, they do not speak about the national issues, or they're not using their platforms to speak up? Are we gonna stick to our branding, or are we gonna use this platform to be something like a social responsibility? Because like, madaming bashers ngayon, for example, like, very shallow lang daw yung mga ganitong things because puro pasarap lang daw, but they don't speak up again, for example, like sa mga national issues. So, what are your thoughts about that?
Wow, that escalated quickly, diba? Okay, good. Alright, let's do this quickly, Barry. We get up our questions.
Well, for my channel, I stay out of politics, that's for sure.
I mean, I'm sorry for asking that question. Kasi,
No, it's great. It's great.
I mean, do we get that a lot, Margot, for example, na, oh, you are so, it's easy for you to say that, na, oh, puro lang mo palindot, pero asaman mo when everyone or someone needs help, something like that. Diba, they bash you, and we don't know where to stand because we might lose audience, so something like that. Thank you.
Okay, I'll tell you how I use my platform to do something better or address to an issue that's happening in the country. Obviously you can't say some certain things on the internet, and you gotta keep it minimal, but what you can do is to show example to other people how you can make things better. Now, I've gone through many provinces, and one province specifically is dealing with a very, you could call it disaster right now for the environment, and it's underneath the water, the marine life. And I went there by myself. I paid for all my rights. I made a documentary about that. But I spoke about the problem, and the government was not doing anything there, even though they've been, working there for 3 years. Nothing was going on. I came there. I made a video about it. I talked about the problem, and boom! Next week, now they have a council of official addressing the problem just because I made a video about it. So yes, you can definitely do something about it, and you should do something about it, but you gotta make sure you're not going over a certain line, crossing any barriers you should not cross, so you gotta be careful as well.
Others? You guys? Yeah. Thanks. Hey,
Yeah, it's been done. I'm proud of it.
Anybody else? Yeah.
For me, it's very personal. I also like to stay out of politics because it's very complicated, and I feel like the haters will come, even if you say something or if you don't say something. If you side with one politician, then the other side's gonna hate you. It doesn't really matter. I mean, my job is to entertain my audience. I didn't sign up to be an activist, so I guess
Just in my case, I try to stick to my field. So I talk about things that are related to what I talk about in video. For example, about employment or issues about employment. But personally, I believe that it's the prerogative of the content creator if he or she wants to talk about the issue. And just because he doesn't want to talk about that issue doesn't mean he doesn't care at all. Probably just wants to stay silent, and that's his stand. So it's really it's your choice if you want to speak up or not. So I guess we just have to respect everyone's choice.
How do you guys know?
Yeah. For us, what to play, we're...
Imagine the channel is called What to Play.
So, we are gaming, and there are issues inside gaming. For example, microtransactions and those loot boxes. And we make sure that if there are games that have those microtransactions or loot boxes, that we inform people. Because again, we are here to inform and entertain.
Look, for me, I've been working and mentoring YouTubers for a very long time, and one thing that I always tell them is, look, stick to your brand. And if you feel you have to speak out because it is important. But the most important thing that we can do is to create conversation. That's what the comment section is about. That's what your videos are about. Create the conversation, open the conversation. It's better to talk about it than to debate about it. It's such a polarized world that we have right now, and I feel like it's time we actually talk to each other and we're all people from different places here. We all have different beliefs. We all have different even politics and all that, but it doesn't mean we don't have any common ground. So yeah, well, okay, that was all right. But with that, though, we're gonna have a picture with everyone. I just want to have another round of applause for our creators here. All right, if you stand up, let's sit down right now.
Daneb, how do you want us to do this? Stand.
All right. You're all right, Chris. Come back. Yeah.
Very official. The Chris's.
I didn't know it.
Yeah. I know.
You're the better looking Chris.
My
One step forward.
instincts are
One step forward.
Because I'm sure tall. Should take a photo. You guys are way cooler than we are.
Come on.
all right. Thank you guys. Thank you guys again. Thank you guys. Lucky. All right.